Good afternoon. I am here casting a Week 1 set from Division A of the AOE League's 1v1 tournament. We've got a matchup here between Oladushek in the blue, playing as the Italians, up against Big Cookie here in the red, playing as the Spanish. So this matchup on Nomad. Big Cook dropping his TC here in the middle of the map. Decent starting location, has that boar right there, some deer, gold, stone, wood line. That hill, possible spot for a castle down the road that could range that TC, but otherwise not a terrible location. In a team game, probably don't want to go in the middle of the map, but in a 1v1 game, it's often much more viable and you secure a good amount of map control that way. Oladushek over here, this is actually pretty delicious in terms of resources. Got a wood line here, wood line on this side. Berries, really close stone, really close gold. Actually, two gold mines that are pretty close. And it looks like Oladushek's going to send that third villager out to dock over in this corner. Not an ideal fishing spot. Certainly not compared to Big Cook's here. This is probably the most delicious fishing spot on this map. In this bay, so that'll be definitely to Big Cookie's advantage. Has that dock up a little bit earlier as well. And yeah, not a whole lot to talk about in the dark age of a Nomad game when the TCs are not close to each other. I guess we could think a little bit about what we might expect to see from these two players. So yeah, both really common Nomad civs, of course. And really common to see both these civs go into their unique units. Italians here with the Genoese crossbow, which has the attack bonus against cav units. Right, so Genoese are pretty solid counter to Conquistador, the Spanish unique unit. Of course, the Spanish have the mobility advantage. So in a head-to-head matchup, you're going to prefer the Genoese, but the Genoese are going to have a hard time chasing the Conks about. See where Big Cook's heading up with that, Phil. In fact, let's take a look at what he's been able to scout so far. Oh. There we go. Yeah, I don't think he sees this boar. Yeah, so he's got that one by his TC. I'm not sure what that villager... Yeah, that villager must be out there looking for boar at the moment. Take a look over here at Oladushek's field of view. Just he scouted. Alright, so he's got a couple sheep working for him. Lost, or I guess maybe one of his villagers started here. He's probably going to find Big Cook's TC sooner or later with that sheep. So a little bit better scouting at the moment for Oladushek. And we've got, what, 2 fishing boats out for both players. Big Cookie up 2 vills. Up 1.5 vills. What's going on there? Yeah, that must be the idle time. 30 seconds idle time here so far for Oladushek. And also research loom. I'm guessing Big Cook doesn't have loom yet.
Monday?
No, he does. Yeah, so just some idle time. I'm assuming Oladushek just ran short on food for a while. Has already brought in a second boar, however. Big Cook, yeah, just using that one villager to build houses out around, kind of scout with it. You know, when you get town watch come in feudal age, you'll have some good field of view on the map. 4 fishing boats to 3. And we just hang in tight here for the feudal age. Alright, those resources. Third boar coming in for Oladushek. I mean, let's maybe take a look at the surrounding map, see what the strategic areas are going to be. Obviously, if the Spanish are able to get a castle drop up on this hill, that would definitely... I mean, Oladushek's going to have access to this back gold here, but that wood line would be denied. And if Big Cook can manage to prevent Oladushek from expanding to the north, you know, know, maybe wall him off here, Oladushek. I mean, that's one way this game could go. Big Cook could just kind of win by securing map control. But again, if both of them go for a castle drop, it is going to be awfully hard for the Spanish player to push up against Genoese, at least certainly not without adding a lot of siege into the mix. Alright, Big Cook. Let's take a look at his what he sees here. So he sees that deer, I assume. Hasn't located any buildings yet for Oladushek. Alright, sending the bill back. No, I thought maybe he was going to go explore this. Yeah, so he's got to know Oladushek's on that side. He's walling up. And we have Feudal Age on the way for Big Cook, so he'll be up first. Let's keep an eye on when these players go to stone. Alright, there's the first stone miner there for Oladushek. So we are presumably going to have a castle drop. We'll see if it's defensive or if it's aggressive. I like this walling from Big Cook. This is something I'd like to implement into my own Nomad gameplay, but when you are expecting a castle drop, walling far enough out where the castle, if it goes here, can't range the town center. That's nicely done on Big Cook's part. Of course, he's still vulnerable here. A castle drop there could still range his town center. What are we looking at? A second dock for Big Cook, so he may be thinking about contesting water here. This might not be a hard, fast castle into Conks. We shall see. Has scouted out Oladushek's fishing. Oladushek only on one dock. So it might be Oladushek here who's prioritizing the faster castle time. Okay, actually. Sent that one fill to stone, but hasn't sent anyone else since. And Oladushek walling up himself. Alright, one fire in the queue here for Big Cook, who is up to Feudal Age. Oladushek 20 seconds away. And a third dock for Big Cook. So Big Cook is serious about winning water here. And what is this little boy up to? Girl, pardon me. Alright, has spotted Big Cook's wall. Gonna drop a blacksmith there. So at this time, Oladushek still doesn't know about Big Cook's TC position. 5 fires in the queue. All right, first one out. And Oladushek also producing 1 fire, but only out of 1 dock. So Big Cook should be able to win water quite easily. And yeah, look at this though. Oladushek already has the resources to get up to castle. As soon as that market's done, he is up. And does have 1 vill back on stone, so I think probably still thinking about going for the castle drop. Capture Age with this weird, you can't see the fire out of the fire galley sometimes. Don't know what's up with that. But I assure you these two are firing at each other as their HP is dropping. And Oladushek manages to get the better of that engagement. A second fire coming in for Big Cook here. And yeah, we can see Oladushek starting to go heavier to stone here. What about Big Cook? Evils to stone? No, not at this time. The invisible firefight continues. Nice micro there by Oladushek, moving that galley back, getting some free damage on Big Cook. But Big Cook with a lot of reinforcements here, although some of them are just attacking fishing ships. I think you want to prioritize the military vessels first. And look at that, Oladushek 50 seconds away from Castle Age. Big Cook is going to win water here, but definitely worried about the Castle Age push here from Oladushek, who's walling up himself here. So he's the one who I think seems most worried about a castle drop right now. Keep an eye on that. Doesn't have enough stone yet to go up to Castle Age. A nice repairing there by Oladushek, getting a lot of value out of a smaller number of fires. And Big Cook is going to head off and chase the fishing ships. All right, let's see how Oladushek proceeds here. Getting Bowsaw. No military production buildings are out yet. Doesn't even have a barracks. Ooh, I like the demo edition. That's nice. So those fish are going to go up there, hide in the corner, buying himself time. And Big Cook still has not clicked up to Feudal Age. Has the food, could probably sell a little bit of gold to get up. All right, yeah, uses the market, sells his way up, so he's clicked. But he is going to be quite a few minutes here behind Oladushek. And meanwhile, on water, Big Cook's reinforcements getting cleaned by Oladushek. Yeah, I don't think Oladushek noticed that. Took some free damage from Big Cook there, passing by. A demo coming out from Big Cook. Nice. Beautiful demo shot. All right, 650 stone in the bank here for Oladushek. These vills itching for the castle drop, and that's where it's going to go. So it'll secure that gold for sure. He's got this high ground. Again, I had mentioned that hill was worrisome for Big Cook. And let's see how Cookie responds here. Is he going to create additional town centers, or is he going to counter castle drop this? Has a lot of villas on stone. I expect we'll see a castle maybe right here. But that high ground is certainly going to make a difference here for Oladushek. And if he has a faster uptime, it's going to be a lot easier for him to win the Trev battle. Certainly going to lose this dock, but he is redocking up here. Managed to keep the fish alive. Big Cook wasn't able to find those. Alright, Big Cook seconds away from Castle Age. And is going for some eco upgrades here. Gold and for the first farm upgrade. Our first Genoese archer is out. This makes me think Big Cook might be thinking about castle defense and just try to have a better economy. Try to expand with some TCs up here, down here, that sort of thing. Getting a siege workshop up here to deal with the Genoese. Yeah, look at this. This Ville repairing. Managing to keep that dock going. Buying some more time. And still has this fish eco up here. 5 fishing ships cooking for him. Only 6 for Big Cook. Yeah, so, I mean, Big Cook has 4 docks, but he's only got 1 more fishing ship at the moment. Dropping a defensive castle here.
Servidora.
How many villas are going to lose? Nice job here by Big Cook, managing to keep from losing any villagers. Oladushek is going to run from the mango. Nice defense there by Big Cook. We got a monastery out, so going to make it even harder for Big Cook to defend this push with conquistadors. Alright. No second TCs yet from either of these players. Fishing upgrade coming in here for Oladushek. And yeah, I think maybe if Big Cook redocked up there, get a few more fishing ships out. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, Oladushek, in fact, adding more fishing ships, so actually has more fish on the water. Well, I know, I guess Big Cook, he's got 9. 7 here for Oladushek. And how's the economy looking for these two players? 46 vills for Big Cook to 40 for Oladushek. Even military numbers, and a nice safe town center there coming up for Big Cook. The Genoese scouting out to the north, looking for expansion from Big Cook. And yeah, so far, I mean, both players relying almost exclusively on fish for their food needs. 2 farms here from Oladushek. Yeah, and no conchs on the field yet. I like this by Oladushek, getting a lot of the map explored. And also getting a good handle on exactly how much Big Cook is expanding. Yeah, the field of view on those dudes is pretty sick. Alright, monastery just about cleared here by Big Cook. And where is he going to head next? Genoese coming in. Yeah, these villas are going to be extremely exposed here. Big Cook doesn't have the food yet for another TC. Or sorry, the wood for another TC. I think he's looking to go for another castle, if I'd have to guess. We'll probably put a castle maybe down in this area. Defend that southern flank. Alright, Genoese active again, and yeah, they're heading right for the most vulnerable spot here for Big Cook. And look at this, Big Cook getting a jump on some of the fish. Manages to take out a few, but the upgrade in for Oladushek. And ooh, this is, I think, a mistake for Oladushek. I think he was distracted by the fish. Firing some shots at this house, so his location's now known. But yeah, actually, I don't know if this is going to matter. Big Cook's not going to get this up in time. Those Genoese are on the spot. Mango's coming over, but it's going to take a long time for it to get there. 2 vills down. 3 vills down. Yeah, that castle's going up, though. Spanish build too fast. And it's going to probably take... Oh, nice micro there by Oladushek. Manages to lose nothing. The power of ballistics. Alright. Still a 13 vil lead here for Big Cook. Ooh, nice fish expansion here by Oladushek. Who now has... What, we got 9 fishing ships on the water. 15 fishing ships on the water here for Big Cook. And finally getting some conchs out. So yeah, Oladushek not going to be able to do any damage here. And I suspect at this point we see a race for Imperial Age and a Treb War. And on that front, Big Cook's in a better spot here. Using the market, balancing that eco a bit, but he is not... It looks a lot closer to Imperial Age than does Oladushek. So I think I like Big Cook's position here a bit better. More military on the field here for Oladushek for sure. But these Genoese aren't the sorts of units that are going to be able to dive in and snipe Trebs once the Trebs come out. And I'm curious to see what Big Cook decides to go for going forward in terms of a counter. If he relies on siege as a counter, or if he ends up making... trying to add some skirms in here. Look at that, though. Imp on the way for both players, almost identical times. In fact, Oladushek a few seconds ahead, sending some villagers down here. So Oladushek definitely doing a better job in terms of presence on the map. And what are these villas going to produce here? All right, gives his position away again, but it doesn't matter. Big Cook doesn't have any way to counter those archers. And look at that castle for Oladushek. That'll be able to range that TC. Definitely pushes Big Cook solely to the north. Big Cook dropping a 3rd TC now. Still a 1 TC play here for Oladushek. Dropping another monastery. Wants to collect those relics. I missed this. We must have had some conchs come in. But Oladushek cleaned those. Still managing to keep these fish alive. We got 1 fire in there for Big Cook. A fire on the way for Oladushek to defend against that. And a 3rd castle for Big Hook. I like that one as well. Defend that flank. Actually, get it even a little further up. You might be able to kind of cut off that side of the map entirely. $80 to 50 here for Big Cook. Yeah, I think I still like his position better. Here's a question. Is this... I think this castle is on a... Get even just a part of it on a hill. I believe it has the attack bonus. So both of these castles for Oladushek on a hill, that will help them in a Treb war. $11 fish on the water here for Oladushek. 24 fish on the water for Big Cook, but not very efficient. They are traveling all over the place for that. All right, Treb war time. Let's go. 3 castles here for Big Cook to 2 castles for Oladushek. 2 Trebs in the queue for both players. Yeah. Nice split there by Oladushek. Nice clean on the mango. So Oladushek going to keep Big Cook distracted on this side while the Treb war happens on the other. Alright, Bracer is in. Chemistry on the way. we might also see some bombard cannons get into the mix. Oladushek also has ballistics. So these Genoese, these are vicious dudes right now. Onager upgrade coming in. So that answers our earlier question about whether Big Cook would try to defend with skirms or defend with siege. And here we go. Treb war. 2 Trebs for Big Cook out at the moment versus 1 for Oladushek. But that hill bonus definitely going to come in handy here for the Italians player. 3rd TC on the field, or sorry, 3rd Treb on the field, 2nd Treb on the field for Oladushek. And another Treb there. This castle going down quickly with that hill bonus. And out of stone. Big Cook cannot repair. So I think, yep, each player going to lose at least 1 castle here. Big Cook needs to dive on these, but he doesn't have the numbers to do so. So he's going to lose his castle. He's going to lose both castles. And then he's going to, I think, be in a lot of trouble up against the Genoese that are left. Can the Conks clear these before the Genoese get there? I don't think so. And a conversion to boot, so nice defense there for Oladushek. Those Conks don't do anything, and now, how's Big Cook going to keep these Trebs alive? Loses 1. Onager coming over, cleans a Treb. Alright, Onager is down, and this does not look good for Big Cook. Treb's dropping all over the place, but he does get the castle. So if he can get some units out, he can push to this, but at the moment, Big Cook doesn't have anything apart from these Trebs and the 1 Onager. And that Treb is down. Oh, yep, goes down. Alright, where does Big Cook go from here? He needs units on the field. Is he going to go scrims? I mean, he has no cav upgrades, so cav is not an option at the moment. Still has a 25 vil lead, but there's just no military on the field for him. Yeah, and this castle is not long for this world. It will go down here. Does have these Onagers, though. Can he push? Clean up those Trebs and stop the bleeding. Woo! Missed that over here, but Onagers flattened some dudes earlier for sure. Ooh, Bombards, though, are in here for Oladushek, so he will be able to deal with these Onagers. Nice shot there by Oladushek. Alright, what's the relic count at? 1 relic here for Oladushek, none for Big Cook. Big Cook manages to escape with those Onagers, but he needs cav on the field. Yeah, and he is thinking about making that switch now. A SAR upgrade coming in, Bloodlines, first attack upgrade, Onager down. And here comes another castle for Oladushek. Back on that same hill he had one on earlier. I love that spot. And that Conk's not going to be able to do much, not with the Genoese sitting here. Yeah, the Hussar switch cannot come soon enough. There is only is 24 on food, so production is definitely going to be a problem here for Big Cook. Although these guys, very vulnerable right now. There's no Genoese to support them. Take down that TC quick. Yeah, I think if Big Cook... Alright, calls it. Calls it there. Yeah, I think just didn't have the eco to make that switch. And even if he had made that switch, Oladushek, plenty of availability to make Genoese having this 1 castle out again, which is obviously a hard counter to the Hussar. And yeah, all she wrote. Nicely played there by Oladushek. Down by what, 30 vils, and Just had the better unit composition. That's all it came down to. That and the hill bonus. Hill bonus made a huge difference in those fights. All right, well played. To game 2 we go. Let's look at the stats here real quick. Yeah. Pretty comparable KD there. Slightly in Oladushek's favor. Yeah, Army high, that was a big part of the story. Big Cook just never able to really get numbers out onto the field. Roughly comparable economies for the two players. More wood for Oladushek, more food for Big Cook, what you'd expect with those civs. And all right, game 2 we go. Is this... Are both these games on... I guess both these games are on Nomad. All right, there we go. So both players have Nomad as a home map. And here we are, game 2. Maulians for Big Cook and Burgundians here for Oladushek. Let's see what the players drop their starting TCs. Big Cook dropping here. It's another nice location. Stone Gold almost within range of the TC. Has wood, has that starting bore. Oladushek over here. A lot of availability for wood. Gonna have to walk a little ways to get access to gold. But the two TCs are far enough that shouldn't be a huge issue. And we probably won't see a castle drop from either of these players this game. Expect a bit more of an eco-heavy approach. Especially from the Burgundians, who can get the fishing, the wood, the farming upgrade. Well, probably not the farming upgrade, but you can get double bit axe, you can get the fishing upgrade in the Dark Age at a reduced cost, and get just a killer fish boom. All right, where are the two players docking? Big Cook up here in this corner. It's an unfortunate corner, probably the worst of the 4 corners to dock in. This is prime location once again. And Oladushek doing the same thing he did in game 1, used all 3 villas to drop that initial TC, and then sends one of them to dock. So he'll be down here. Nicer location, and the 2 docks are pretty close, so should be pretty viable to contest water here. Maulians, I expect, will have a faster feudal time, so that is a worry for Oladushek. He'll have to defend against a faster uptime and potential water pressure that comes with it. But as we saw last game, Oladushek more than able to defend on water with smaller numbers. Managed to hold off with 1 dock against a 3 dock push in the last game. Yeah, in terms of these players' elos, I believe Oladushek is like mid-1800s, 1v1 elo. I think has pushed up into the 1900s before. Big Cook, I believe, is high 1600s, has maybe pushed into the 17s. So there's probably about 150 point elo gap between the two players in favor of Oladushek. Oh, did I miss an upgrade come in? Okay, so that was Loom. Yeah, want to keep an eye on when the eco upgrades come in here for the Burgundians player. Might indicate what he's thinking of in terms of his approach here. The beauty of Maulians, you don't even need to put any vills to food for a while, because you can go really heavy on the wood, given that you can get constant fishing ship production right from the start. So yeah, pretty common to see people go to 7, 8, 9 on wood before they even start putting vills onto food. All right, let's take a look at the map. Gold access for Oladushek is the only thing I could see being an immediate worry. Has gold back here. I don't think he has spotted that yet. Let's take a look. Yeah, doesn't know about that. Doesn't know about this gold either. So at the moment, doesn't have any vision on gold. But yeah, so that could be one worry. Over here, Big Cook definitely has better availability of gold. 1, 2, 3, 4 gold mines. All pretty close to his TC. So that's certainly in Big Cook's favor. And also plenty of availability for stone. 1, 2, 3 stone mines right there. So I think the map slightly favors Big Cook here. 4 fish already on the water for both players. Yeah, no double bit yet. For Oladushek. Let's see what it goes for that. Not much to say at the moment. Pretty clean build here from both players. 15 seconds of idle time for Oladushek would be the only issue. Had a little bit of idle time at the beginning of last game as well. But certainly didn't hurt him in the long run. And again, that's... part of that is Malians here almost certainly not going to have idle time. Given that you get the fishing ships out right away. Let's see if these players add some additional docks here. This is about the time where you start seeing that. Get an idea if these players are thinking of contesting water. I mean, with these civs, I expect they will. Alright, Feudal Age on the way here for Big Cook. Yeah, so Big Cook wants to go up fast. He's on, what's he got, 18 villagers. And 7 fishing ships. Yeah, so that's a pretty fast stuff. I think we'll see a second dock here with this Ville, probably down in this area. And we'll probably see him send out a fishing ship here in a second to scout. Maybe 2, one to the left, one to the right. Going heavy to wood. No one on gold yet, though. So maybe this won't be a fire play. Stay posted on that one. Double bit is in here for Oladushek, so did go for that upgrade. And Feudal Age on the way for him as well. He'll be about 30 seconds behind Big Cook. And ooh, both players adding a second dock pretty close to each other. So I think we're going to have a good engagement on water. Big Cook will be slightly out ahead in terms of production, but just now going to gold, 3 vills there. Let's see, what about Oladushek? Yeah, 4 vills on gold. So both players going to be going fires here, no doubt. Alright, Big Cook is up. No fires in the queue yet. Gold upgrade coming in. Or sorry, that's Oladushek with the gold upgrade coming in. We got 1 fire coming out here for Big Cook. Actually prioritizes a fishing ship over a fire out of that dock. And yep, 2 fires here for Oladushek. So these 2 players, it's going to be a very, very even start here. In terms of production. Big Cook going very, very heavy to gold. Already 7 on. So let's see if he adds a 3rd dock. Ooh, look at that dock by Oladushek. Sneaky, sneaky. Drops it right between Big Cook's 2 docks. I like that. We got a little Ville fight going on here. Big Cook should win that. I don't think there's a high ground advantage. Can Big Cook kill the female Ville before that Ville gets there? Nope. Alright. 2-2 on water here, but there is a repair Ville for Oladushek. So he should be able to win this engagement. Yeah, you can see the balance starting to tilt in Oladushek's favor. 1 fire down. Both players going to lose a fire here. Oop, Big Cook manages to retreat just in time. Adding a 3rd dock. So that'll be 3 docks for both players. Ooh, almost gets that Ville. I kind of think Oladushek should have prioritized that. But maybe it was blocked, I'm not sure. Yeah, must not have been able to get a shot in. Very even numbers here for these two players. Castle a long way off for both of them. Good engagement there by Oladushek. Is going to get that fire, I think, unless Big Cook... Yep, Big Cook runs. Has a demo coming in. I like that demo. I like that demo. No. Oh, he gets the Repairville and one fire with it. Nicely done. I hate that we can't see the fire. It's so hard to track the fights. Got Big Cook with another demo. Let's see how he uses it. Yee! Yeah, Oladushek does a nice job splitting, though, every time the demos come along. The Big Cook can't get much value. Doesn't even get a single fire out of that engagement. Let's see if Oladushek brings down another Repairville. Yeah, he's doing a nice job reinforcing here. Has a demo himself. Oladushek looks like he's starting to take control of the water. He's definitely winning these engagements. Has better numbers. 4 fires to 1. And yeah, gets another Repairville down. So that's a big advantage here for Oladushek. I think Big Cook lost the Ville that he had down here. Alright, so yeah, Big Cook, I think, probably going to start despairing about the water here. Is maybe going to be thinking about a Castle Age transition. Still contesting. But I think this is starting to snowball. Yeah. Oladushek's so good at repairing these fires. Has a Ville down here. Has a Ville here. Definitely winning control. Let's take a quick look at the ecos here for the two players. Alright, so Big Cook, yeah, starting to drop the farms. He knows that these fish are going down quickly. He's going to try to get the food out of them before they go down. And yeah, he might try to sell his way up to Castle Age. Fishing upgrade coming in for Oladushek. Strategy there, he wanted to wait until he had 1 water to make sure the investment was worth it.
See.
And this Ville's still moving along. Ready to repair. So well played. So well played here by Oladushek. Yeah, just dominates on water there. But Big Cook should have a much better uptime. Going for 1 stable. Gonna get the market. Sell his way up. But Oladushek is gonna have all of this amazing fish to work with. Adds another dock here. So he's going to have a slower time to castle, but his eco is going to be cooking when he does get there. Yeah, Big Cook knows that. Knows that time's of the essence, so he's going to be going for a 2-stable night push here with Malians. Maybe mix some camels in there if he's anticipating Oladushek to go with Castle Age Cavalier. Yeah, Oladushek starting to get walled up here. Definitely worried about that faster uptime. Yeah, is Big Cook going to have the food, though, to produce out of 2 stables? Yeah, he's going to need to keep dropping farms here. Doesn't have the first farming upgrade either, though, so these are pretty expensive farms for him. And Castle Age click there for Oladushek. So he is, minute 20 seconds behind. Not a bad spot to be if you're Oladushek, not with this kind of fishing available to you. We'll probably see him add another dock here, I think. So he's going to have a really, really supercharged economy. Big Cook's docks are still standing. So where did... Okay, yeah, so Oladushek just scouting around the map, making sure that Big Cook hasn't redocked anywhere. Then I expect we'll see him come back up here and clean those, just to make sure that a fire doesn't get out that could sneak by and kill his fishing ships later. Alright, Castle Age is in. What does Big Cook go for here? He's got Bloodlines in on those knights. He's got the +1 armor. No production yet. Alright, actually prioritizing eco. Kind of surprised. Alright. Yeah, he's gonna go 3 TC right off the rip. 2 camels, 2 knights coming out. And what does his scouting situation look like? Oh, he's got great visibility, so he knows where just about everything is here. All right, yeah. So Big Cook going for definitely a more balanced approach, a mix of eco and aggression. We've got these camels and knights heading forward. And we're going to have a knight defense from Oladushek. Going for the Cavalier and the +1 armor. 2 stables himself. And again, with the fish, I think Oladushek's going to be able to probably produce a bit better than Will. Whoa, just passing. Just passing. Alright, with that outpost there, Oladushek knows this is coming. Does he garrison these vills? There will be a couple kills here. Well, probably just 1 kill for Big Cook. Alright, they take down the 1 villager. 2. It's still a 4 unit eco lead here for Oladushek, dropping a 2nd TC himself over here. Neither player on stone right now. Big Cook heading down to look for more damage, but this area is completely walled off. So Oladushek doing a nice job of sort of funneling everything through here. If you want to come into his base, you got to run through this town center. Big Cook going to dive through here. Runs into the Cavalier. Nice quick walls there by Oladushek. Ooh, it's not walled up. It's going to lose 1 villager. Alright. Got 2 Cavalier up against these 4 units. We have reinforcements coming in. Yep, more camels. So Big Cook confirms the Cavalier play from the Burgundians. He's going to just go into camels now. A monk edition here for Oladushek. So these knights are pretty well trapped now. They have nowhere to go. I do not think Big Cook's going to get out alive with those boys. And let's take a quick look in at his eco, see how it's going here. 21 on food, but 29 here for Oladushek. Look at all the fishing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he is going to have crazy, crazy production with that much fish. Gets the clean on those units. Yeah, that must be a converted knight. Both players with only 6 on gold at the moment and a 3rd TC for Oladushek. So both players on 3 TC, but Oladushek might as well be on 4 or 5 with all the fish that he has available. +2 armor coming in for Oladushek, already in for Big Cook. But Big Cook with no attack upgrades and already +2 on these Cavalier. So, even though the camels are a soft counter to the Cavalier, I think the Cavalier are going to trade pretty well with the additional upgrades. Oladushek cleaning up here. Conversion? Alright, Oladushek going to lose that Monka. These camels coming down. Again, camels, not a good raiding unit. Good in the open field against other cav units, but not good at tanking TC fire, not good at getting build picks. So I don't think Big Cook's going to get much value out of these boys. Good trade for Oladushek. Takes out 2 camels there. Yeah, +1 coming in now for Big Cook and Bowsaw. But look over here, all 3 wood upgrades already in here for Oladushek. That's the power of Burgundians. And really starting to get a military numbers advantage as well. 19 military on the field to 8. Granted, part of that is the Navy units. And a bit of a stalemate as both these players attempt to boom out. 66 to 73 vills. And remember, these fish are going to become progressively more inefficient as time goes on. So Big Cook's certainly not in a position that he can't win from.
C.
Looks like Oladushek dominating this fight. He is. A lot more red bodies on the floor there than blue ones. And Oladushek, confident that he has the military advantage now, going to drop a castle right here in Big Cook's face. Deny him that TC. This is a beautiful play by Oladushek. Big Cook not too far from getting up a castle of his own. Let's see where he puts that. Ooh, that's bold. Oladushek leaving that village behind, knows the castle's up well enough. Going to try to attack from the top here. Additional stable coming down for Big Cook. That'll be his third. And what about Oladushek? Still producing out of 2? Indeed, yes. 2 stables. Alright, there's the defensive castle for Big Cook. Could it be denied by Oladushek, who's trying to make the runaround up here? Is going to drop in on this side of the eco, and I think it's probably going to cause a lot of damage there. Up by 16 vills now. Alright, here they come. Here they come. How does Big Cook react? Alright, spots them right away. And Oladushek's going to turn around. Alright. Where do we go from here? Oladushek already imping up. Got a much better food eco. 30 add-on food to 25. Which in a Cav v Cav fight is where a lot of the action's up. Big Cook trying to quick wall, not going to get it quite up in time. And here come the Cavalier into his base. Camels hot on their heels. Yeah, but a 20 vil lead now here for Oladushek. Another castle. That's a really nice castle. It'd be sick if he could get it even a little further forward so it could range that town center. But he's going to get control of yet another gold. So remember at the start of this, we pointed out this gold which is threatened, this gold which is safe for Big Cook. He could still get there, although that's going to be hard, but this one's cut off. So Oladushek definitely gaining map advantage here. In halfway in already. Vil lead is only at 12. But there's going to be a big, big tech advantage here pretty soon. Alright. Doesn't have the eco yet, I don't think, for Oladushek to start thinking about Flemish Revolution. Might just go full Costelier here. Yeah, let's see if he goes for Paladin or if he goes for Costelier. Big Cook dropping a second castle back here to secure kind of the heart of his base. Imp is in. Ooh, that's a dirty, dirty castle. Right in Big Cook's face. And yeah, I think we're going to see a Treb War again here. Big Cook has the resources to click up. Let's see if that's what he goes for, or if he tries to all-in castle this one. Look at this castle. How does this go up? Well, I guess if you send that many villas, it'll go up. But there's gonna be a lot of villas that get shredded by castle fire here. These camels getting shredded by the castle fire. Nice quick walls here by Big Cook. He's going to lose so many vills. Big Cook down to 6 military. Oladushek at 29. A bloodbath. That's a bloodbath. That's a rough way to end. I mean, Oladushek certainly had the upper hand. It was hard to see Big Cook surviving a Treb war here. 2 castles to defend Trebs here, and that Treb would have taken this castle, that DC, that DC. This castle would not have survived long. I understand why Big Cook did that. It was sort of a desperation move to prevent this castle, which again establishes kind of the ultimate position for a Trebor. But that certainly did not work out. And a 2-0 win for the week 1 set for Oladushek. Congratulations to him. Let's take a look at the statistics here. Yeah, look at the eco upgrades coming in. Getting Bosa here, 13 minutes. Yeah, didn't go for the gill nets here until 18 minutes. But again, I think that was because Oladushek wanted to confirm that he had 1 water. Looks like Big Cook was thinking about going into a Pike Halp switch, but never had a chance to see that come to fruition. Yeah, pretty dominating military performance there by Oladushek. 60 kills to 27 losses. Army high of 32 versus Big Cook's 19. And definitely domination on the eco front. 35k res collected versus 27. And had more of every single resource than did Big Cook. Yeah, look at that exploration. Had 94% of the map explored. That is nicely done. Oladushek, that was something we noticed in both games. A lot of map awareness. All right. Yeah, congrats again to Oladushek taking a 2-0 victory in week 1. And we will see more of these players in future sets. Take care.